There's something terrifying about missing time. You look at the clock, and it's one thing. Then you blink, and suddenly it's hours later. You don't remember what happened. You weren't asleep, but you weren't awake either. This is a story about an hour that vanished. About a man who tried to forget it, until he realized it wasn't done with him. This is The Missing Hour. Ben Warner wasn't the kind of man who believed in strange things. He believed in numbers, in habits, in coffee at 7 a.m. and lights out at 11. He was a CPA. Lived alone. He had a cactus he watered every Sunday. But one Thursday night in March, Ben sat down to read at 9:04 p.m. He checked the time, remembered it clearly, 9:04. Then he blinked. And the clock said 10:19. He'd read nothing. The book hadn't moved. His coffee was cold. And he was sitting exactly as he'd been. No memory. No sleep. Just gone. He stood up too fast. Got dizzy. His heart pounded like something inside him was waking up. He went to the bathroom. Splashed water on his face. When he looked in the mirror, he swore, for half a second, his reflection didn't move. The next night, he tried to recreate it. Same time. Same chair. Same book. Nothing happened until the TV turned on. By itself. Just static. He didn't own a remote. He walked over, turned it off. Sat down. 30 minutes later, the TV turned on again. Same static. But this time, a voice inside the noise whispered, "You forgot again." Ben backed away slowly. But the screen didn't show his reflection. It showed his living room, empty. Even though he was standing in it. He unplugged the TV. It kept playing. And then, suddenly, black. Silence. That night, Ben dreamed. He was in an elevator. Descending. But there were no buttons. No lights. Only a mirror on the back wall. The mirror was fogged. He wiped it with his hand. And saw himself, but older. Pale. Hollow eyes. Bloody mouth. He tried to scream, but the reflection smiled. "You came back." He woke up choking. The sheets wrapped around his neck like a noose. There were scratches on his arms. Deep. He lived alone. And then he saw the time. It was exactly 10:19. Ben set up cameras. Phone. Laptop. Anything that could record. He hit record at 9:00 p.m. Sat in the chair. Waited. The next morning, everything looked normal. Except one camera, the one on the bookshelf. There was 1 hour of footage. Mostly static. Then a flicker. And he was gone. The room was empty, but footsteps echoed. And something whispered near the mic. "He's not ready." Then the screen showed him. Sitting in the chair again. Only now, he was smiling. But his eyes were completely black. Then the footage ended. He deleted it. But when he turned around, the bookshelf camera light was still blinking. Still recording. Ben went to a therapist. Didn't say much. Just asked if it was possible to miss time. The therapist asked if he'd been drinking. Ben said nothing. He walked out. That night, someone knocked at his door. Once. Twice. Then silence. When he opened it, no one was there. But a small object was on the floor. A wristwatch. It wasn't his. And it was frozen at 10:19. He threw it in a drawer. But when he turned around, his clock was also frozen. Everything in the house. 10:19. He ran outside. Cars moved. People walked. Time worked. But when he stepped back inside, everything stopped again. Except for one sound. A hum. Low. Mechanical. Coming from behind the walls. He brought his laptop to a friend. asked her to pull the deleted footage from the camera. She called him 2 hours later. "Ben, what is this?" The screen showed him standing, eyes closed, whispering, "It's open now. We're awake. We know your name." And then, he walked up to the camera and smiled. "I see you." The screen went black. Her laptop shut down. She swore never to speak to him again. That night, Ben heard her scream through the phone. The call lasted 61 minutes. But when he checked the recording, it was silent. Except at the very end. "It's your turn again." Ben started writing everything down. He stopped using electronics. He covered every clock. But it kept happening. At 10:19 p.m. every night. The hour came, and he left. Only to come back. Wrong. Sometimes with bruises. Sometimes bleeding. Sometimes smiling. He doesn't remember where he goes. But one night, he came back with a note in his own handwriting. "You're getting closer." The handwriting wasn't quite his, but it was close. Like someone copying. Ben Warner disappeared 6 months ago. His apartment was empty, except for a single camera. It was frozen on the image of his chair. Empty. Until the last second. When something stepped into frame, wearing his face, and whispered, "You missed your hour." Would you notice? If time forgot you, would you remember what it took? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Trendmind for stories that slip between the cracks.